Hi, I'm Anthony-Doty, a financial empowerment coach, and I've had the pleasure of working with Holly for the past 3 months. Now, before I met Holly, I was in a complete bind. I was struggling with businesses that I bought, due to being impatient. I started about a year and a half ago, as of today. Amazing how time flies when you're having fun. But I just started with a gaming blog site because I love video games, and that was my passion. And it has been for years. And then I thought about it for a few days and said, I don't know if I want to make my passion a job. So then I tried to get the developer to change the site over to a financial site, but they didn't do it. So now I was left with a blog that I had to figure out what to do with. And then I looked for a different developer to make the financial site. Then it kind of went downhill from there because then I just started getting impatient because things weren't working. I started buying e-commerce sites. I bought an agency, I bought blogs, I bought a loan business. Thinking that uh, all these things would work at some point. I said something got to work, right? But then I realized I spread myself too thin, and I was trying to work on all these business at one time. And I was telling myself that I wanted to lay out the foundation for my business and then kind of grow them up. Which in my mind, I was like, yeah, this is going to work. I'm going to be a millionaire. Now, if I could redo the things, I would totally do them different today because meeting Holly showed me, how to do it correctly through AIM. And at this stage of life, I was on the verge of giving up, because I was frustrated and I was thinking, why ain't this working? I even made a video of me crying, telling myself, not to give up. So now when I'm successful, I'm gonna go back to that video and look at it and say, I didn't give up, right? but that's what it is. You kind of learn through that stuff, but so with me having to manage all these sites, and for whatever reason, with me not knowing what I don't know, right? I was using Fiverr for most of the help, which we can talk about that later. But so I had VAs, I had marketing, blog writing, landing pages, videos. I even hired a social media manager to manage my site, thinking that I'm gonna let her run my site for a whole year and I'm gonna get all these clients. And that resulted in no clients for a whole year. So I had to get rid of her, And then I even hired an agency, an actual agency, to do my two e-commerce stores, and that resulted in zero ROI as well. Now, if I told you how much money I spent on all this, you would probably say, Anthony, that is stupid. But it might be. But when I met Holly, she gave me praise for doing these things. Most people would never wasted or even tried all those things. She told me, add those to my story, and take those, you know, and learn from those experiences because it makes it for the future better. So I praise Holly for that. I didn't see it that way. Now, when I met Holly, I met her through another coach who referred me to her. As I didn't have a focus at the time, because I was searching for coaches, and I wanted to continue working on all my businesses every day. But even though I wasn't making any progress, and, when she introduced me to the AIM process to help me truly find my purpose and my ideal client, for my coaching business to be, it made it so it could be successful. So she told me we had to go backwards to move forward. And I was like, what? But I'm glad, I'm glad that we did that. I was a little hesitant at first, and I had to think about. It. I was like, man, do I really want to go backwards to move forwards? But it makes sense. It totally makes sense to aim, and you'll see it if you hire Holly, you will see why it makes sense, right? Because at that point in time, I was looking for a coach to help me with my business, and after meeting with several of them, I went with Holly. So that should tell you a lot. Now, like I said, I was diligently looking for other coaches to help me with my business to get it moving in the right direction. Now, you may ask why, and I think God made us meet, and she was one who helped me align my business to get it, you know, to where it needs to be making money, the correct, for the future through her AIM methodology. So I also felt like we connected, and I was very open, and this felt right. It just seemed like everything was perfect at that time for some odd reason. And I'm glad that I did work with Holly. And I'm glad she is my coach. Um, and we had the initial thing. I'm gonna call it a discovery call. She gave me part of the AIM workbook. When I looked at it, I said, "Wow, man, this thing is impressive." And that showed me that, well, if I worked on that, that would parallel my business on the right path, where the things I was doing wasn't helping. So you know that's why I hired Holly. Now, over the past 3 months, I had a great transformation, and how I see things every day now is just, I've gotten my focus back, and I know who my ideal client is because of Holly. She has opened the doors to so many new things I didn't even think of because of her coaching. Um, Now I have a new way of thinking about things, and I truly feel my future is going to be better because of Holly. Holly has helped me feel more confident with my business and helped with my mindset, that now I can kick those doubts to the curb the way I was having, because the confidence that I had built up with Holly. But honestly, I had a nice breakthrough because I was struggling to figure out who I was going to serve. That I was struggling with that for a long time. I don't know why it was so hard for me, but Holly helped me peel back the layers to find the correct people to serve. Um, so that in itself is truly why you should work with Holly, right? Um, Now, overall, working with Holly has been an amazing experience. I highly recommend her coaching for anyone who feels stuck or who is looking for guidance. Even if you are stuck in your current career, or maybe you plateaued in your life right now, you're not sure what to do, please reach out to Holly. Just tell her I sent you. Out of all the coaches I have met with, Holly was the one for me, and I'm sure she will be for you. Thank you so much, Holly, for everything you've done for me and my business.